So the 2021 US Foreclosure Market Report shows that there's 15,838 properties in the US in some form of foreclosure. So that could be notice of default, actual auctions, or bank repossessions. Now this represents a 27% increase from last month and a 60% increase from this time last year. Numbers reflect the first month since the government has lifted the foreclosure moratorium. As expected, foreclosure activity did increase as the government's moratorium on foreclosures was lifted. But this doesn't mean that we're going to necessarily see a big increase in foreclosures in the near term. This is Kiwi the Coast, your luxury real estate specialist, helping you maximize and sell the value of your coastal home. Now, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, and let's jump in on this topic. So we'll continue to see foreclosure activity increase over the next 3 months as we see loans that were in default prior to the pandemic re-enter that foreclosure pipeline, and states catch up on months of foreclosure filings that simply haven't been processed due to the pandemic. But it's likely that foreclosure levels will stay below normal levels throughout the rest of this year. And here's why. Let's jump into the reasons. So let's look at the first one, foreclosure rates. Illinois, Nevada, and New Jersey so far have had the highest foreclosure rates. Nationwide, 1 out of 8,677 housing units had a foreclosure filing in August 2021. States with the highest foreclosure rates was Illinois. That was 1 housing unit out of every 3,848 units was in some sort of foreclosure proceedings. Nevada was 1 out of 4,738 housing units. New Jersey, 1 out of 4,868 housing units. Delaware, 1 out of 5,348 housing units. And lastly, Ohio was 1 housing unit out of 5,517 housing units in some sort of foreclosure. Among the 220 metropolitan areas where the population exceeds 200,000, it was Bakersfield that had the highest foreclosure rates. Roughly 1 out of 1,796 units was in some sort of foreclosure filing. Atlantic City, New Jersey had 1 out of 1,886 units in foreclosure. Cleveland, Ohio, 1 in every 2,259 housing units were in foreclosure. Rockford, Illinois, 1 out of 3,037 housing units. In Las Vegas, Nevada, 1 out of 3,718 units in some sort of foreclosure. Point number 2 is foreclosure process started. Lenders in the US started the foreclosure process on 8,348 housing units in the month of August. This is up 27% from the prior month and 49% from a year ago. Now, while foreclosures have increased from a month ago and a year ago, you've got to keep the numbers in perspective. Both last year and last month's foreclosure proceedings were artificially low due to the government's moratorium proceedings. But in August 2019, when we had more of a normal foreclosure rate, there were almost 28,000 foreclosure starts, and this is 3 times more than what we have currently. States that had the highest number of foreclosure starts, well, you guessed it, California with 1,240 starts in August 2021. Texas had 1,060, Florida 643, Illinois 506, and New York 479 foreclosure starts in August 2021. Point number 3, foreclosure completion numbers increase across the board. Lenders repossessed 2,474 housing units through completed repossessions, or what we call REOs, in August 2021. Now that's up 2% from last month and 22% from a year ago. States that had at least 100 REOs in August 2021 and the biggest increases to date are New York up 136%, Michigan up 62%, Illinois up 24%, Florida 19%, and Texas gained 13% REOs. The major metropolitan statistical areas with populations over 1 million that saw the greatest increase in REOs in August 2021 included Chicago, Illinois, 177 REOs, New York, 84 REOs, Detroit, Michigan was 78, Baltimore 58, and Tampa, Florida saw 43 REOs for August 2021. Hey, I hope you found all that information valuable. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date on all that's happening with foreclosures, everything affecting you and the real estate market. See you on the next video. Boom.